Hello friends, this is Sudharshan, and in this lesson we will talk about Cholesteatoma and a brief introduction to CSOM, and in the next lesson we will go into the details of the most important complications of CSOM, that is chronic suppurative otitis media. So coming to Cholesteatoma. So Cholesteatoma is nothing but the progressive destruction of the ear ossicles, or we can also call it as the skin in the wrong place. So what are the layers in the cholesteatoma? So going from outer to inner, this is very important. Keratin mass, stratified squamous epithelium, fibrous stroma and the bone. And now the most important part of cholesteatoma is the theories. So there are 5 important theories in this case. First one is congenital cell rest. Second is retraction pockets, which is present in posterior superior part of the tympanic membrane, which is also called as the Whitmark's theory. Then Rudy's theory, which is the basal cell hyperplasia. So more number of basal cells will be there in the posterior superior portion of tympanic membrane. And if there is a perforation or an epithelial invasion in the posterior superior portion, so that will be called as the Haberman's theory. And next one is the Sade theory or the metaplasia, where there will be a reprogramming of the stem cells. So that is from the columnar cells we will get the squamous cells. Now there are 2 types of cholesteatoma, primary and secondary. So primary, we don't know the cause, but mostly we are thinking it is eustachian tube block because of infection, and maybe that is why the posterior superior retraction pockets are getting formed. Secondary, it is associated with other conditions like any kind of acute suppurative otitis media or acute necrotizing otitis media. Right. And there is one more theory of cholesteatoma which is not very widely accepted nowadays, that is about the enzymatic destruction of the ossicular framework in the middle ear. This theory basically tells cholesteatoma happens because of certain enzymes like collagenase, acid phosphatase, proteolytic enzymes. Then apart from that, osteoblast and osteoclast, which become an osteosclerotic material in the middle ear. So this is also one particular theory. And when it comes to the clinical features, there will be foul smelling discharge, very scanty, coming out of the ear and excruciating middle ear pain. And there will be conductive or sensorineural hearing loss, and there will be excruciating pain in the ossicles of the middle ear as well. So diagnostic methods, CBC with culture sensitivity, audiograms, X-ray mastoid or CT temporal. When it comes to treatment, the most commonly done is canal wall up or down procedure is most commonly done. So that is about cholesteatoma. Let us come to the introduction of CSOM, chronic suppurative otitis media. This will happen when the acute attacks are continuous and not resolved. 2 very important types here, aticoantral and tubotympanic. So let's understand the differences. So aticoantral always is the unsafe type. Tubotympanic always is the safe type. So anytime the word safe type comes, mucoid or watery discharge, and aticoantral, that is unsafe type, we will have mucopurulent discharge. So central perforation in tubotympanic, marginal in aticoantral. Granulations are very common in aticoantral, along with the major degree of the hearing loss and complications. So why I am saying all this? Because it is unsafe type. So more complications, more problems in the middle ear can happen in the case of aticoantral. And very important, in aticoantral, polyps are formed, which will be red because of highly vascular system present in the middle ear. Right. And when it, irrespective of the type, The etiology is same, that is the bacteriology in this case, any eustachian tube dysfunction, any allergies, or it could be because of the regular microbes like Pseudomonas, Staphylococcus, Streptococcus, Proteus, E. coli, etc. And there will be progressive destruction of the middle ear, the ossicles. Then the pars tensa and pars flaccida will be affected. Then, as I've told, polyp formation, which we will see mostly in aticoantral, tympanosclerosis, and then collection of fibrotic material in the ear, etc. And clinical features, there will be ear discharge, hearing loss, perforation, and on otoscopic examination, we can see the granulation tissue collected in the middle ear and the degree of perforation as well. And apart from that, the other investigations in this case, like audiogram, X-ray mastoid CT temporal, culture sensitivity, CBC for antibiotics. Treatment will be oral toileting, removing the pus from the ear, myringotomy, then antibiotics for infection, and ossicular reconstruction also is done. And sometimes, in the ear also retraction pockets can be formed. That is another point to remember. So that is all about this chapter. So thank you so much. We will see in the next lesson.